Hey everyone, thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Liverpool Connection Podcast. This is PubChat. Obviously, I'm not at the pub. I am working or not wanting to work, so I thought I'd get out this podcast and talk about the big matchup tomorrow against Bournemouth. Obviously, we touched upon it the other day, Zach and I, when we were at the pub. But I think this game deserves a little bit more in-depth analysis and some conversation about it, which I feel is probably the toughest game that we have in this run-in as we're trying to win our 20th uh, title. So I thought I'd take a little bit more time and just kind of do some more, gather some insight and look about the matchup and talk about it because Bournemouth is on form. Obviously, in the last two games, they've beaten Nottingham Forest five. They put five past them. Chris Wood had no shots. He's top one of the top scorers in the Premier League. He didn't even have a shot. The game before that, they beat Newcastle 4-1, and Isaac, who just seems to torment Liverpool, he only had one shot, and that was blocked. So he really didn't do anything. So Bournemouth is flying high. We're going down there on Saturday to play at their stadium, 11,000 capacity. So it's intimate, cozy, and it's going to be a quite a passionate crowd, I'm sure, for them as they're chasing a Champions League spot. They're in seventh place, but they're only 1 point out of fourth to qualify for that automatic Champions League spot for next season. And their coach Iriola has done a great job with them. I think coming into the season, everybody was really concerned about them after they lost Solanke, who, he scored 35% of their goals last year. So you lose a striker like that. Of course, there's going to be some questions on how you're going to come back and perform. But Irioli, he's a good coach. He's done some tweaking to the system, and what I've saw and what I've been reading about is that they really are now the gegenpressing team of the Premier League. They press from the front. They press all game. I mean, they in the top four European leagues, they're number one in regains of possession in the final third. So you see that they really press high. They're also very top of you know transition speed, how fast they get the ball from back to front. I think they're number two behind Forest in the Premier League. So you see that they have a lot of energy on their team. They're youthful. I think they're the third youngest average age starting 11 in the Premier League. And so they have a lot of that youthful exuberance and they're just running around the pitch. I think that they're solidified their midfield with Tyler Adams playing there. And obviously, they have a couple of the possible Liverpool targets for the summer, Semenyo and Kirkez. So they're a fun watch. Outside of Liverpool, they're probably the most informed team since November. And so that this matchup, it's I'm kind of scared about it. I'd like to obviously get the 3 points down there, but I think a 1-1 or any kind of draw coming out of there um, will be a good result as we continue our march towards the Premier League. And so you kind of look at it, and they've just done a great job this season with their squad. I mean, they had like the third lowest wage salary weekly wages. So with the players that they have, they've done they've kind of exceeded their expectations, I suppose. We beat them 3-0 the first game that we played them. That's way back in September. We had come back after losing to Forest the previous week, come back and we beat Bournemouth 3-0. Luis Diaz with two goals. Nunez adds another one, and we really kept them at bay. But obviously, they've improved as the season has gone on. Slot has improved our team, and so it's going to be a great matchup to see that both teams really like to press. We kind of press more in the middle third, but they try to press up top, and they're not shy about going direct either. I think they're for long passes out of the back. They're probably in the top three, I think, on long passes, which are like 35-yard passes and above. So it'll be interesting. They don't bunker in. So we're not going to have to worry about really a low block tomorrow, especially with them being at home, being on form. They're not going to just sit back and allow us to dictate the tempo. So it's going to be for us. It's going to be a great way to test our mentality as well. And for those that were kind of complaining, why didn't Slop rest so many players midweek? Now you know why. with this information, it's just going to benefit us that Salah and Gapco, or excuse me, and Grav and Maka and Soboslai, Trent, they all had a week rest to go into this game. Obviously, Bournemouth doesn't have any midweek games that they're playing, so they're well rested. So I'm looking forward to seeing two top teams really going at it, um, and not leaving anything there on the pitch. So um, the this matchup, as the fixture list gets kind of hectic again. We have midweek games. So important that we had finished in the top eight in the Champions League. So we will get some of the that breaks um, back at the end of the month and then into February. But right now we got to navigate this game and then our game in hand, and obviously the Carabao Cup semifinals. But this tomorrow is the match that I'm really looking at as being the a signal of where our intent is moving forward. And how we can handle the stress of really being chased at the top by these teams. So hope you guys enjoy the game tomorrow. I'm refing, so I can't even be at the pub. So I'm gonna have to watch it when I get home after I ref a couple games. Miss you guys there at the pub for tomorrow. I know you guys will represent. I know the traveling supporters, the Red supporters, will be in full voice tomorrow too. So I can't wait to watch them and just hear that sound resonate in that little tiny stadium. And proper footy venue. I think if you're like in the old school and kind of romantic way of watching footy. So looking forward to that game, and hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys after the game tomorrow. Cheers.